So developer.salesforce.com URL for creating new account. Okay, and once you got the screen, just click on sign up button. Click on this sign up button. Okay, once you got the screen, enter name. Okay, enter the particular email ID, whatever I said, the new email ID. Okay, select any role, enter any company name. Okay, postal code, and this is the unique ID. Username is a unique ID across the server, across the globe. Okay, so this email ID I already used for creating salesforce.com application as a username. Okay, all usernames should be email format. Okay, so what I will do is Venkat Sunshines 2 at yahoo.com. Right, and you need to check this checkbox. Okay, agreement between the Salesforce and user, and if you click sign me up button, you'll get the mail notification stating that this developer edition is created. Okay, for that mail ID, for that mail notification goes to this registered mail ID. Okay, right, now click on sign up. Okay, so once you got this mail, this window, this screen, that means user account is created, salesforce.com application account is created. Go to your registered mail ID. Okay, welcome to Salesforce verification account. Okay, click on this account, right, and then verify account button. Click on this verify account button. So you are going to log in salesforce.com application first time, right? The first time you need to set up your own password. Okay, so in real time, who will create this account? In real time, for example, we are implementing one of the project for laptop dealer, laptops dealer, right? Dealer will buy the account from the salesforce.com company. Okay, so once he paid the amount to the salesforce.com company, in salesforce.com company, one administrator will create account to the dealer. So laptop is dealer with 10 user licenses. Okay, now After creating the account, the laptop dealer can create the users. Okay, so here assume that I buy the account from the salesforce.com company. Okay, the administrator is created account for me. Okay, first time when I try to log in, I need to set up my own password. Okay, that I am going to do this. Okay, question, change password. Okay, now account is created and I logged in salesforce.com application through internet, right? So all the salesforce.com application can use through browser only because it's an internet based application. Okay, so this is the default salesforce.com application whatever you are seeing now, right? Mainly the salesforce.com application implemented for CRM business, mainly CRM business. So what is the CRM? Let me explain you the first the the CRM part, and then again I'll come back. Okay, so if you look at this picture, suppose IBM company, take one IBM company as an example. IBM company, they are ready to sell laptops. Okay, manufacturing, assembling, everything is done. Now that is available for selling to the customers or dealers. Okay, so once they are ready with the product, that product information will send to their sales department. Okay, the sales department, that means marketing, sales, services. Okay, once the marketing department is received the product from this manufacturing department, they will enter all that product information into the marketing application. Okay, so where will use, who will use these applications? The CRM based applications, mainly front office. If you take any organization, mainly two divisions, back office, front office. From back office, all manufacturing, supply chain, distribution, financial related activities will be happen. Front office, the main job of the front office is interacting with the customers, interacting with the prospects. Okay, that is the main functionality of the front office. All CRM, all customer relationship management applications are used by the front office people only. Okay, okay, the main applications in CRM was sales and services. Okay, so as soon as the marketing department received products from the manufacturing department, marketing people who are working on the marketing department, those people will enter all the product information into the particular marketing application. But in reality, if you take any marketing application, there won't be that particular facility to enter the product related information. Okay, but the company which will customize that particular standard application as per their requirement, so that they can enter all that particular product information into the marketing application. Okay, okay, so once the particular product information enter into the marketing application, the marketing executives who are working in the marketing department, those people will approach public. Okay, will approach public for creating awareness of the product. That is called publicity campaigns. Okay, okay. For example, as I said, in the marketing application, there is 10 people, marketing executives. Those people today approach 100 people. Okay, those all 100 people information, they will enter into the marketing application. Okay, what is the purpose of entering all those 100 people information into the marketing application? Because the controlling on particular marketing application, marketing executives is very important for any companies, because they are the resource will get the business to the company. If they are not working properly, they won't get the business. The controlling on that particular marketing executives is very important. Okay, for example, out of 10 people, 10 marketing executives, one marketing executives approach only 2 people during his 8 hours of working hours. Okay, now the manager, the lead who are leading that particular marketing executives team, he will log in this application. Okay, and he can see who is done what today. Now that lead will catch up this guy, why you are approached and 2 people only during the 8 hours. Okay, he will question, right? The controlling is important. Okay, that's the purpose. Okay, now in the marketing application, there is 100 people are available. These people are called, okay, public initially. Out of 100 people, assume that 50 people shown interest on the product. Okay, those people are called prospects, prospect customers. Okay, now in marketing application, there is drop down list. Okay, the pick list. In the drop down list, 3 options will be there: public, prospect customers, and customers. Okay, so initially it's a public. Okay, so later they will change that particular 50 people who shown an interest on the product. As soon as the status is changed, okay, all the particular that 50 people information passing to sales application automatically. How it will happen automatically? Okay, there is some processes built backend in this particular application. Okay, so that processes will take care of populating all these 50 people information from marketing application into sales application. Now sales department people come into the picture. Okay, these sales people will approach those 50 people. Okay, and whatever the 50 people requested about the product information, they will share it. Okay, and they will clarify all the doubts. And if assume that out of 50 people, 10 people ready to buy the product. Okay, those people are called customers. Now in sales application, we have 50 people. The sales department will change the status from prospect customers into sales. Sorry, customers sale prospect customers to customers. Okay, for 10 people, those 10 people automatically pass from sales to the service department. Okay, it is called call center. Now in the call center application, 10 people are available. Okay, this is the sales cycle, typical simple sales cycle. Okay, now in call center application, there is 10 people, those are called customers. During the sales process, what is the benefit to the company for implementing salesforce.com application? The main benefit is the controlling. Wherever the manager will be, he can control. Suppose his team is spread across globe, okay, even though he can see who is done what today through this application. He can connect his laptop, desktop, okay, mobile, tabs, all the devices which is supporting internet. Okay, that is the main one, right? And tracking. What is the status of sales region wise, okay, continental wise, country wise, that also we can track by using this application. Okay, that's the main purpose of sales. Now service. The service application, for example, out of 10 people, I am also one of the customer who buy the product, who buy the laptop. I start using the laptop. Okay, if I got any issues, what I will do, I'll reach customer care of that particular product, call center. Okay, so at the time of buying the product, they will give one product ID along with the product, right? As soon as I call center, they will ask my product ID. By using that product ID in Salesforce, the call center executives can see my entire history. When I was buy the product, okay, is it warranty period is there or expired, where I am staying, how much time it will take to reach for fixing the bugs, etc, etc. Alright, that is the purpose of call center. Okay, during my 3 years warranty period, assume that I have called 100 times because of various issues, various problems. Okay, the companies will maintain the historical information of the customer. My 100 records they will maintain. What is the use of maintaining all those 100 records? The reason is the historical information of the customers is required to the company. Okay, these historical information analyzed by the management in that company, weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, halfly basis. Okay, what they will do by analyzing the data, they came to know that they will get the data for understanding where we are in. That means what are the issues our customers are facing, what are the major issues. Okay, so the management will take the decision by using this data. In our next release, these issues should not be there. We need to do permanent fixing, then only they can sustain in the market, right? Now what is the intention of CRM? The main purpose of CRM was getting new business as well as maintaining existing customer with better support. That is the main purpose of CRM. Okay, any doubts up to now? Divya, do you have any doubts?
No, sir.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Avastha?
I'm good, Megha. Thank you.
Okay. Rajesh?
No, I don't have anything. We can proceed.
Okay. Sneha?
No, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Harsha? Okay, fine. Now I'm moving into the cloud computing concept. So why this cloud computing's mainly Salesforce.com application become this much of popular? Why existing customers moving from SAP CRM into Salesforce, Oracle, Siebel, okay, the existing customers moving into the Salesforce. Okay, even if anybody asks me which one is the best application in CRM, I used to say Siebel. Siebel is the best application in CRM, but since almost 4 years, okay, all Siebel customers are moving from Siebel into the Salesforce. What is the reason? Why moving all the existing customers who are using this Siebel or SAP or Oracle CRM, they're moving into the Salesforce? The main reason was cost. Okay, 50% lesser cost compared to any the CRM based application available in the market. That is one. Second one, okay, there is no maintenance cost. All maintenance has done by Salesforce.com company. Okay. Third one, performance. There is no performance issues till now. All performance are related with internet only. Okay, if your internet is good, application will be good. Okay, we can access very fast. Okay, these three reasons. And fourth reason was no pre-investment. We no need to buy any licensed copy of the software, no need to buy any hardware for installing the software, nothing. Just you need one system and internet connectivity. That's it. Because of these reasons, this application become this much of popular. Okay, and technically it's very easy to customize as per the customer requirement. Very easily and very quickly we can customize as per the customer requirements if you talk about the technical point of view, right? Okay, so what is a cloud computing? So before that, I'll show you suppose if I implement one application by using Java. Okay, that application is there in my laptop, so I can only access that application, right? If my laptop is provided accessibility to other nodes through LAN connectivity, okay, within the premises, that is called client server. My system working as a server, remaining all clients. Okay, now my laptop I kept in remotely. Okay, people are accessing my laptop through internet. Okay, so application is resides in my laptop, but my laptop is connected different people across the globe through internet. Okay, so I'm the owner for that particular application. Suppose one of the company who is using my application, they has done few modifications. Okay, now they want to deploy that modifications, okay, in their account in my laptop, but I don't allow the companies to access all my application, all my data, all my backend database. Okay, I need to follow certain process. Okay, so I need to give the approval. After giving the approval only, the companies will deploy. Okay, that is one. Second important thing was the burden on the server. Single application, multiple users accessing. Okay, that is the main drawback. This is called on demand. Okay, on demand environment. Single application, multiple customers hitting. The performance will be down, network traffic will be down, network traffic will be increased, and performance will be down. For overcoming these issues, cloud computing came into the picture. What is the difference between the on-demand and cloud computing? In on-demand, direct application going to be hit. every time whenever the customers are using. But in cloud computing, the concept is totally different. Okay, here for understanding, I'm showing 4 account holders, means users who buy the account from the salesforce.com company. Okay, for example, if you take this account holder user, this user connected the server, okay, through accessing the particular salesforce.com application. Once he is logged in, for this account holder, it will create one virtual copy from the original application. This virtual copy is nothing but a cloud, purely technically. Generally, people will say, okay, what is a cloud? Cloud means, like, simply, generally they will say application on internet. That is also correct generally. But technically, purely technically, whenever users are connected to the server, for that particular user, it will create virtual copy from the original application. Once it connected, going forward, people will work, the user is going to work in that virtual copy. How this virtual copy will be created? This virtual copy will be created, okay, through virtualization tools, which is installed in the salesforce.com application server. Okay, so that is a concept for creating virtualization, virtual copies. Okay, so cloud means whenever user connected to the server for accessing particular application, for that user it will create virtual copy from the original application, that is cloud. Okay,
So is it just the application that is being replicated in the cloud, or is it the entire server on which the application resides?
application only, not server. Centralized.
Okay. So if the application requires certain amount of memory, certain amount of hard disk.
Yes, that is taken care by salesforce.com company. Purely highly performed the server. Okay, so the server capacities is very high. We are least bothered about what memory is going to occupy and all, because going forward, whenever I buy the account, okay, I start using that account. So based on my usage, every month I'm going to pay. That usage, that occupation will be done in the server. Got it? Any doubts?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Where will create this virtual copy? Is creating, correct. Virtual copy is created, but where it will created? In this particular central server or the internet ISP providers server, where it will be created? It will be going to be created virtually on ISP servers. For example, in the world, different ISP providers are there. They will use servers, internet servers. Okay, there it will create. Okay, so it's not going to create in the particular server. Once you had done your work and you done this transaction, and then the particular transaction related data again send back to the server. Okay, you may get doubt. Okay, in between power is gone. Suppose my connection was got disconnected. What will happen in middle of the work? Okay, so if you are not done any commit, the old record will be available in the server. If you done the server commit, the committed data goes to the server. Okay, that is the funda here in cloud computing environment. Got it, Harsha? No? Okay. And any more questions? Right. So now I'll move to the Salesforce site application. Okay. By default, Salesforce offers 3 clouds. Sales Cloud. Okay. In Sales Cloud, sales and marketing application. Service Cloud, that is nothing but a call center application. Collaboration Cloud, it's nothing but a charter. By default, Salesforce offers these 3 clouds. Okay. Okay. As I said, this application for mainly CRM business. But how the business schools, the education institutes, and different domains using the Salesforce.com application? Yes, you can customize as you want for different domains. Okay, even banking sectors and insurance companies using Salesforce, because you can customize as you wish based on the demand, based on the requirement. Okay, so during the course, first I will start creating one application. You can say custom cloud. Okay, so that custom cloud, during the creation of this custom cloud, I will try to cover admin part and development part. Okay, so first I need to explain the setup. So you might hear force.com, salesforce.com and force.com. Force.com is a platform where exactly all the exe files are installed. From there we are going to access through internet. Okay, generally if you develop any application, if you want to install any like software like .NET and Java, etc., so how you invoke that particular application? By clicking on the icon, right? What will happen internally? By clicking on the icon, you are going to invoke the exe files of the particular application. Coming to the cloud-based application, they'll provide the link. Through that link, we are going to invoke exe files. Okay, through that exe files, we are going to create, or we are going to customize the standard application of the Salesforce. Here force.com is nothing but a setup. If you click the setup, you can see left hand side the what are the options available: admin and developer. Okay, now I'm going to the setup. We are already in the setup. Create objects. So salesforce.com application also designed for OOP, based on the OOPS concept. Once you create the object, wherever you want, you can use. Okay, so for navigation point of view, for creating object, what is an object here? Object is nothing but a database table in Salesforce. If you want to build any new application, first you have to ready with the database, right? So as I said, I'm going to create this application for one of the laptop dealer. Okay, so that laptop dealer is a client. He's going to use this application. User, he's going to use this application. As soon as he received the product, he received the laptops from different suppliers, he will enter that particular laptop's information into the application, so that wherever he is having the branches across the globe, those people can see the available stock with respect to particular brand. That is the main intention of creating the object now. The main purpose of object whatever I'm going to create is what products whatever he received from the supplier he want to enter. Okay, so he is the person, he can see the available stock without going into inventories, different location, wherever the stock is stored you can see through internet. Okay, so under create, so the create option in Salesforce is for creating new objects, new applications, new tabs, okay, new report types, different technical activities. Okay, first I'll start with creating database table objects. Click on the objects, click on new custom object because we are going to create a new object. Okay, so if you know Oracle or any other database related, how we are going to create a table? By issuing SQL statements like create table, table name, right, in SQL prompt. But in Salesforce, as this is a cloud-based application, the Salesforce provided the front-end screen for creating the tables. Okay, here I'm going to enter okay, label. What is the label? It's a user display name. The user will see the label. Okay, or e-store details. Okay, so what is the plural label? This plural label will display the user as a tab name in Salesforce. These are the tabs. These are the tabs. Okay, so wherever you want, wherever, like for example in Salesforce we have different applications here, different clouds. Okay, suppose if you want to access this particular object from any one of this application, yes, you can access. Okay, and what is this object name? This is the physical name of the object going to store in the server. Going forward, if you want to write any coding through Apex or Visual Force, you have to access by using this name. Okay, e-store. Right, so click on save. That means create table, table name, the create object name is e-store. Okay, click on save. This is the object name. Why it's saying API, application programming interface? Internally it will create some code. Okay, the code is generated internally, that is the reason we are going to refer as a API. Going forward we'll understand what is the purpose of this API. Okay, as of now leave it. As this is the cloud-based application, whenever you are created any object, by default 3 security fields, it's also called system fields, will be created for that particular product. That is created by, what is the purpose of created by? Suppose in this object some user enters some data, right? His name will be stored against that data. Okay, security point of view. Who is next? Last modified by. The record is created by somebody else but modified by another person. The last modified person name will be stored in this field. Okay, for controlling. Owner. the account holder who is created this particular record. What about eStore name? By default, one name field will be created for each and every object. Okay, in this name field we can enter the product name as per our example. Suppose I have received that dealer received IBM laptop, so he will enter IBM laptop, the name of IBM laptop. Okay, so these are the standard fields, right? Now scroll down. So as I said, this application we are going to implement for a laptop dealer. Okay, so as soon as he receives the product from the supplier manufacturer, he will enter the product information, the product name in this name field, eStore name. Okay, in this eStore name he will enter the name of the product. Now the dealer want to enter the total products whatever he received from the supplier. Okay, for that, as a developer I'm going to create, so here I'm referring developer here because it all depends on the companies. People are like, these activities generally will do admins. Okay, the creation process and all, but it all depends on the company. Developer also nowadays doing this customization, admin also doing this customization, creation of new applications. Okay, so click on new. So I'm going to create a custom fields. Click on new. So whatever steps I am following, I'm going to share the document after this session, the navigation part and all for your practice. Okay, so these are the data types available in the Salesforce. Okay, these are the data types. For example, the shop owner want to enter the total number of products whatever he received from the supplier. I select number data type because he want to enter the count. Okay, so that is the reason I selected number data type. Now click on next. So you have to press next till you get save and new and save button. Okay, click on next. So I have just selected the data type. Now I have to give the name of the field, right? So here I'm entering total products or items. Okay, so here I'm mentioning length 6 digits. Okay, the length I can enter up to 6 digits. 2 digits means I can enter up to 99. 3 means 999. Okay, similarly 6. Here decimal place is not required, so I'm not entering. I'm keeping as a 0. This is the internal physical name of the field. Programmatically I had to use this field name. The underscore is got inserted between these two words. All physical names should not have any blanks, should be single string. Okay, and scroll down. So I am making this field as a mandatory for that particular user. That means while running this application, the user must and should enter some value, then only the application will allow to save the record, because this is a mandatory field for the user. Okay, next, click on next. So I'm skipping this step. Going forward we'll cover again next. Okay, now save and new save. If I want to create a one more field, I have to press save and new. Okay, so I'm going to create one more field. Okay, in that field the dealer will enter the each product cost, price of the cost, price of the product. Okay, so here data type, this time I will select currency because it's a matter of, okay, amount, cost, price, right? Click on next. So here I'm entering price. Now this time I'll take decimal places also, 6 comma 2 decimal places as per my business requirement, as per the customer requirement. This field also mandatory, required. If you know Oracle and all, not null constraint. Okay, required means not null. Click on next. Next, save and new, because the dealer will sell different brands product. Okay, so from where he received, he want to enter the supplier information also. Okay, he want to enter the supplier information also. Okay, so now I'll select this time text area so that the dealer can enter multiple lines of data. Okay, the address, the communication address. Okay, text area means he can enter in this field multiple lines up to 255 characters, two separate lines. Okay, click on next. Supplier information, the name of the field is supplier information. Now here I don't want to make it as a required, it's optional. If you check this, it become a mandatory required field. Okay, if you are not check, it's an optional for the user. Click on next. Again next. Now I'm pressing save. Just I have created three fields along with the default field, name field, totally four fields. Okay, so these are the fields I have created. Why it's ending with _C? C means custom fields. Whatever the user, whatever the developer is created, those are called custom fields in salesforce.com application. Okay, so database object is ready, right? If you click here objects, you can see database object name. Right, so okay, as a developer I know this object, but how user can access this object? This object can access through user through tabs. Okay, these are the tabs, right? Similarly, we are going to create one more tab, custom tab. For the tab, I'm going to attach this object. Okay, here is the tabs. Under create option, tabs, click on tabs. Okay, so this custom objects tabs, click on new. Once you press this new button, from the drop down list you can see the objects. What are the objects you are created? Those objects will be available in this object drop down list. Select specific one and select tab style, nothing but a color or icon. This color I have selected tab color. Click on next button, again click on next button. Okay, now from where this tab can access, these are the applications available in the my application, my account. Okay, these are the applications. I don't want to access this particular object or tab any one of these applications. Just I will uncheck this include tab. Okay, click on save, because I want to create, we are going to create our own cloud. From that cloud I want to access this particular object through tabs. Save it. Right. Okay, tab is created. Now first I have created the object. This object attached to these tabs. Now these tabs I am going to attach to apps. Through apps the user can access this particular tab. Okay, this tab is already linked with object. Okay, click on apps. Okay, these are the apps. Click on new button, enter. Okay, custom app console. We are going to build custom apps. Okay, click on next. Okay, enter name of the application. Okay, the application name was dealers apps. Click on next. Okay, suppose the dealer having his own logo, that logo we can set here. Okay, as of now I am skipping, it's a separate process, we'll see down the line. Click on next. Okay, these are the available tabs in my account, and each tab represent one database object. Okay, just now we are created eStore. Select the eStore, click on add. Home is a default, you cannot remove. Okay, in home all your recent activities will be tracked. We'll see down the line. Okay, click on next. Okay, this is the important step. So you need to check system administrator responsibility, then only you can access the particular tabs, apps or object. Okay, because you need the accessibility of administrator, system administrator, so that you can do both admin as well as developer. Okay, click on save. Before save you can see, is this supplier apps is there? No. Okay, no. Click on save. Right, go here, this is the dealers apps. As a developer I built this application. Okay, now as a user I'm going to use this application. After logging into this application as a user, I'll go to the apps and I'll check apps, the dealers apps. This is the page we are built. Okay, click on eStore. So click on new. Now so I received, for example, IBM LT laptop. I received 30 laptops from the supplier, each cost 50,000. Okay, from IBM Bangalore. Save a new. I received Dell also. Okay, around 40 laptops, each cost 45,000 from Mumbai. Okay, save it. So in this way, users start using this application. Okay, go to e-stores. You can see the available. Okay, the laptops whatever the dealer is received. Okay, now if any customer has come, he no need to physically go and check whether the product is available in stock or not. Simply he will log in, he will click on this particular IBM or Dell. You can see the available stock here. Okay, that is the purpose of this application. As soon as he receives the products from the different suppliers, he will enter all those product information into this particular application so that he can see not only he, so what wherever he is having branches across the globe, they can see the available stock in the store inventory. Okay, right. Any doubts? Yeah, Divya, do you have any doubts?
No, sir.
So I'm going fast or slow or medium.
No. Medium.
Is that fine, or do you want me to little bit slow?
I'm fine till now.
Okay. Yeah, Vasta.
No, I'm okay, Venkat. Thank you.
Okay. Rajesh.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm able to capture everything.
Okay. Thank you. Sneha.
No doubt, sir. It's clear. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know. Here I'm seeing caller 2. Okay.
That's Rajesh. I disconnected and reconnected again.
Oh, okay. 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 Fine. Yeah. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Harsha. Harsha, are you there? Okay. Fine. Right. So whatever I covered till now, I'll send you the document, the navigation, including screenshots. Okay, as assignment, you try in your account. First, create the account as I shown just now. Create one email ID. By using that email ID, create a new account. Use that account only, because if you stuck somewhere, right, you need to share the username password to me, including that mail ID. Okay, don't use that mail ID for personal purpose. Okay, so I can log in for that particular, because it will generate the security tokens. So at the time I need to enter the security token, so I need your username password of the particular personal account. Okay, try to create a new account, and for only for this purpose. Okay, whenever you stuck, you have to share both salesforce.com application username and password and your mail ID username and password also. Okay, yes, thank you, have a nice day. We'll catch you tomorrow same time.